Hello and welcome to World Talks with me, Ashim Kumar. Marta Szpala, research assistant at the Institute of Political Studies, Polish Academy of Sciences, joins us to discuss the Friends of the Western Balkans meeting in Italy, Rome's push for EU enlargement and the challenges facing both candidate countries and the European Union on the path towards future expansion. Marta, welcome to TVP World and thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you very much for hosting me.
A pleasure. So tell us, Marta, what's all this about? I mean, who are the this grouping of Western Balkan countries and why are they in Italy?
Okay. So the Friends of the Western Balkans group in the European Union was established in 2022 when the Ukraine, Moldova and Georgia were granted or were invited to the European Union. And this group consists of the 7 countries and maybe 8, we will see, who are neighboring the Western Balkans. So it is Italy, Austria, Croatia, Greece, Slovenia, and also Czechia and Slovakia. And also at this meeting, like the group is holding meeting regularly, but also this time Hungary was invited after the change of the government in the Hungary this spring. Also, Hungary joined the group. Like we will see, they were invited to the summit. And why in Italy? And why the group was established? Like the group was established because those countries were quite afraid that European Union will refocus its attention to the so-called Eastern candidate states, forgetting about the Western Balkans, who are waiting for the membership since 2003 summit in Thessaloniki when they were invited. And since that time, so it was 23 years ago, only one country joined the EU from the Western Balkans. It was Croatia in 2013, and the other are still waiting. There are many problems. Some of them, they are on the candidates side, which were really slowly doing the reform. But also there were a lot of problems on the EU side, who, like EU, was very busy with its internal problems, economic crisis, migrant crisis, Eurozone crisis, COVID later on. And actually the enlargement wasn't the priority. That has changed in 2022. But as I said, those groups, Friends of the Western Balkans, wanted to remind European Union that, first of all, we have to integrate the Western Balkans. And
yes, but
like why in Rome?
But Marta, you said they weren't ready before. Are they ready now? I mean, countries like Serbia, for example, where there's been all sorts of political protests and so on. Are they ready now for the European Union? What's changed?
No, they are not ready. No, they are not ready. Some countries from the region, namely Montenegro and Albania, actually use this opportunity of renewed interest from the EU side in the enlargement. Montenegro, this is the slogan, they want to be the 28th member of the European Union in 28. So this is 28 in 28, this is the slogan. Also Albania opened the negotiation, opened all cluster. They were very, it was like the fastest negotiation I have seen. But yeah, the countries are not that ready. And moreover, we are also having the discussion in the European Union if the candidate countries will at the end get full membership. We heard the Prime Minister of Germany lately that maybe integration to the single market will be an option, maybe some kind of second-class membership, because there is still no, I would say, consensus in the European Union about the enlargement and what will be the end of this negotiation process we are observing. And Italy, they first of all they are very keen on the Western Balkans. There is a huge economic cooperation. The Western Balkan region is very important also from geopolitical and geostrategic point of view for Italy. They not only this is for them, this is the gas transport corridor. There is the pipeline between Albania and Italy. There is a lot of connection which enable export of electric energy. There is also Adriatic. We have special strategy in European Union, EU strategy for Adriatic and Ionian region, which was also supported by Italy. So Italy is very keen, mainly from the economic reason, to integrate the Western Balkans. Also, they are very supportive to infrastructure project because for them Balkans are the part of this great global corridor. It's India, Middle East, Europe economic corridor, which is aimed to connect Italy to India. So from this reason, Italy is very supporting the integration process.
Understood.
And what also
Understood, Marta. I do need to interrupt you. Now, you talk about second-tier membership to the EU, and you say there's no consensus. So, although while they were in Italy, they all agreed the Rome Charter, which pretty much said that there shouldn't be a second-tier membership. But there was a reason that second-tier membership was even discussed, and that reason was Hungary and Orban and how, he obstructed so many EU policies for so long. So why, when you're taking on countries, what's wrong with having second-tier membership until such time as, they're fully integrated into the European Union way of doing things?
Yeah, but also when you read this charter, this is very important document because it goes against this proposal of Germany and France that we have to maybe think about the single market membership only, not full membership. So Italy is clear in this document. All the countries clearly state that the goal of the process is full membership, but also what they underline that some kind of measures can be introduced, especially the measure to protect rule of law, democracy, independence of the institution, because as you said, we have this kind of problem not only with Hungary but with many countries. So this kind of measures which can be introduced, but not this kind of differentiated integration and membership only in some part of EU project, but the full membership. But also like Italy agrees on that in this new accession treaty, maybe with Montenegro, which is now written, we should introduce so-called security clauses, which will enable to, for example, suspend the voting rights if the rule of law situation deteriorated. But Rome is like very, very clear on that we should aim at full membership and not think about this kind of differentiated integration, because this is a problem in European Union now, that we are, on one hand, we are negotiating like in the old days, full membership, but on the other side, since 2022, we have like many different ideas how to integrate the countries, both from Western Balkans, but also Ukraine and Moldova. That may be some kind of stage integration, maybe some kind of phasing in, so including these countries only into some policies. And this is a problem, that it also creates the confusion in the candidate state countries, what they are really negotiating. And also it influences I would say, mobilization for doing the reform, because this is what mobilize political elite to do the reform is this full membership in the European Union.
But to do reform, Marta, you need unanimity. And that's going to be a challenge. Are there any conversations around the need for majority decisions to be made in the EU?
No, actually, it's like of course there are some debates about how to make the decision in the EU negotiation process, because now you need unanimity and it slows down the process. But also this is, I would say, the Italy position, that the slowing down of the process wasn't because of the unanimity, but rather that many, not only one, but many EU countries were not sure about the enlargement. And now, especially with Albania, we can see that if there is a will, there is also the big country Italy, who is pushing for membership. Actually, the countries are agreeing on that. You also mentioned the reform, and this is somehow the problematic thing for Italy, because, as you said, we have the protests in Serbia. So Italy would like to see all these countries very quickly in the EU, but there are some governments who don't want to do the reform. Serbia is the one example. Italy really wanted a really push for opening the cluster in the negotiation this month with Serbia, saying that it will encourage the government to do the reform. The problem is that the Serbian government is not doing any reform. We had also observed in the spring, we got the reports from the European Commission that we are observing the regress in the rule of law, also repression towards the civil society and media in Serbia, and actually that it's not maybe best policy towards Serbia to because we rather need some kind of maybe sanction also to Serbia, not another, let's say, carrots or progress in the negotiation, because, as I said, like Serbia government, they are not doing the reform. The other problem is Albania. As I said, Albania, they are saying that they really would like to do reform. They want to do it very quickly, but the problem is quite similar. Although the Albanian government, they have very positive pro-European narrative, but
Right.
also there is a huge problem with the rule of law in the country.
Well, that says maybe they might want to join the EU, but surely many would say, we can't afford to lower the requirements, the standards. So which comes first, reforms or membership? Marta Szpala, thank you very much indeed for sharing your analysis with our audience. And have a good evening. And that brings us to the end of this episode of World Talks. Don't go away, lots more coming up. Goodbye.